Anglo-American's diamond unit, De Beers, has launched the world's largest diamond exploration vessel off the coast of Namibia as it looks to maintain high production levels until 2035. The 12,000-ton, 113-meter-long SS Nujoma was built at a cost of $157 million and is named after Sam Nujoma, Namibia's founding president. Anglo-American and De Beers rely heavily on diamonds. Anglo-American says they are central to its portfolio of assets as they tend to hold value when bulk commodities fall in price. Diamonds are also important to Namibia as they generate 20% of its foreign export earnings. Namibia receives 80 cents of every Namibian dollar generated by Deb Marine Namibia, its 50-50 joint venture with De Beers. Marine diamonds are particularly prized. They are generally more valuable than land-based stones because lower quality gems are washed away by waves. And South Africa, the latest mining overhaul could be mired in a long legal battle after producers vowed to stop the changes, even as the government said it's time the black majority benefits from the country's mineral wealth. Mineral Resources Minister unveiled new rules for the black economic empowerment, including tougher ownership requirements, a community development tax equal to 1% of revenue, and expanded quotas for buying goods and services from black-owned companies. The Chamber of Mines, which represents South Africa's biggest producers, plans to start fighting the plan in court as soon as next week. Producers are fuming after having been kept in the dark on the details of the updated mining charter, and the Chamber refused to attend the last-minute meeting with the ministry on Thursday, saying it wouldn't be co-opted into lending support. Still in South Africa, the Finance Minister Malusi Gigaba has announced measures the government will be taking in order to help the country's economy recover. Speaking to the media in Pretoria, Mr. Gigaba says the government has no choice but to cut down on spending and wastage as the country is currently going through a difficult patch. He added that Treasury's plan to grow the economy has been undermined by the recent downgrades, along with data showing a technical recession. Moody's recently downgraded its rating by a notch, while S&P Global and Fitch have theirs at BB+.
All three ratings agencies have raised similar issues such as the slow pace of growth-enhancing reforms, growing contingent liabilities amid poor governance at key state-owned companies, and political risks, among others. The fact of the matter is that we are in a difficult economic situation, and nobody must be in doubt about that. We are going to have to take hard decisions, which may require that we look at the possibilities of further cuts in terms of government programs and spending, in a manner that is going to reduce wastage, but make financing, make money available for social expenditure as well as economic investments.
And back here in Nigeria, the lean season, when food stocks from the previous harvest typically run out, is pushing up already alarming rates of hunger and malnutrition across northeastern Nigeria, with roughly 5.2 million people currently facing extreme hunger. The World Food Programme is now seeking $172 million in humanitarian aid for donors for its response program.
Over 5 million people, many of them displaced from a conflict with Islamist group Boko Haram in Nigeria, are facing extreme hunger and are depending on aid rations to survive. People should be planting next season's crop, but the Boko Haram insurgency continues to keep them from their fields. The UN's World Food Programme is now appealing for $172 million for its operations in the region as the lean season drives food prices up. In Adamawa State, WFP is using smartphone-based platform called Scope to register people and calculate the assistance required for their families. The system is meant to help improve response to people's needs and use of resources. 61-year-old Joshua Pala, a father of 13, fled with his family to escape fighting when Boko Haram attacked their village. They camped at a mountain surrounding their village and were forced to eat wild fruits and leaves for about 6 months before their village came under the control of government forces.
During one of the rainy seasons, Boko Haram invaded our village, and we ran towards this mountain and stayed there for about 6 months. We had no food there, and we were drinking water from ponds. We were eating tree leaves and wild fruit. We suffered a lot as we left our homes without carrying anything.
Nigeria's northeast is now teetering on the brink of famine, aid organizations say, pointing to 2 years of missed crop harvests in what was once the breadbasket for the country and the high likelihood of missing a third. Many of those living in camps for displaced people say they already barely get enough to eat.
Nutrition is one of the greatest challenges in this area here, and within this camp specifically we've seen the rates drop from over 30% to about less than 10%, and this has been as a result of the food assistance we've had to provide in this location.
The approaching rainy season increases the risk of disease spreading, especially within camps for the displaced, adding more stress to efforts to respond to the humanitarian crisis.
And finally, Kenyan lawmakers have approved a government proposal to guarantee $750 million worth of debt owed by Kenya Airways, part of a broader financial restructuring. The loss-making airline, in which Air France KLM and the Kenyan government both have stakes, has struggled to return to profit after tourist traffic slumped 4 years ago following a spate of attacks by Islamist militants. The financial restructuring proposal also involves the conversion of a separate $243 million loan by the government into equity. Private creditors are expected to participate with the conversion of their debts into equity, but details have not yet been released by Kenya Airways. And that's a wrap on the program for today and, of course, for the week. Thank you very much for being part of it. I'm Chimezi Obi Iwago. Enjoy the weekend.